Hello everyone, this is Nirav. Welcome to my channel War for Automation, where you can learn about PLC, HMI, SCADA, and all other automation skills. In today's video, I am going to show you overview of Mitsubishi components like CPU, power supply, I/O modules, and special function modules. So let's get started. You can see here the Mitsubishi components. So first we will learn about the base unit. The base unit is the unit on which the CPU is mounted along with the power supply, I/O modules and special function modules. The base unit enables communication and power distribution between modules. On the left side of the base unit, the power and CPU modules are mounted which are not configured in the module configuration. You can see here we are using a Q38B base unit, which means you can connect the 8 I/O modules on this base unit. The first is power module, second is CPU module, and 8 other I/O modules are mounted on the base unit. On the left side of the base unit, there is a provision of extension cable from this expansion unit. You can connect the other 7 extension base unit, and there is a provision of switching on each extension base unit. The 8 base unit may be extended over a distance of up to 13.2 meter. The maximum number of installed module is 64. Now I am going to show you the power module. We are using a Melsec Q61P power module. This power indicator shows the status of power module. This power module supplies 5V DC to all other I/O on the base unit. These two are the line terminal of the power unit. It will contain 100V to 240V AC. This FG and LG are the ground terminal. These two terminals are for error indication. The rating of these two terminals is 24V DC and 0.5 ampere. It will turn off when there is an error in the CPU, or when the fuse is blown, or when the AC supply is not supplied. Now I am going to show you the CPU. We are using a Q03 UDV CPU. 03 means it contains 30,000 programming memory. It contains 10 nanosecond programming speed and 4096 IOs. UDV CPU means it contains an Ethernet port. There is a some indicator on the CPU. The mode shows whether the PLC is on Q mode or A mode. If the mode LED is on green indication, it shows the CPU is on Q mode. If it's orange, it shows A mode. On the run LED, it indicates PLC is in run mode or not. If the error LED shows a red light, it shows there is an error in the CPU. User LED indicates the annunciator status of the CPU. If this battery LED is blinking, which means you have less battery or your battery is drained. Boot LED indicates the boot status of the CPU. If the SD card inserted in the CPU, it shows a green indication. You can insert your SD card in this slot. There is a provision for resetting the PLC. If you push this trigger, it shows the reset. You can push on the run side also. You can turn off the CPU as well. You can eject the SD card from this point. There is a provision for the USB port. Through USB port, you can send the data and receive the data from the PLC. From the Ethernet as well, you can receive the program from the CPU and send the program to CPU. On the downside of the CPU, there is a provision of battery. Its rating is 3 volt, and if the battery is drained, you have 3 minutes for changing the battery. Now I am going to show you how you can connect the CPU to the base unit. As you can see, I have already installed the power supply and CPU on the base unit. Now I am going to show you the input module. We are using QX41 input module. It contains 32 digital inputs which will on by 24 volt DC supply. There is a provision of extension base unit. From this extension, 14 pin connector taken out from this unit. Now I am going to show you how you can put this input module into the base unit. We have to just gently push the module into inside the hole, and as you can see, the module is connected. So now I am going to insert the output module into the base unit. As you can see, we are using a QY40P output module. It contains 16 digital output and its indication shows on the LED indicator. Now I am going to show you how you can connect this module into the base unit. Same as I showed you before. Next, I am going to show you the analog to digital converter module. We are using a Q64AD module. There are two indicators in this module. A run indicator shows the status of this module and error indicator shows if any error is generated in this module. Q64AD module name 4 means it contains 4 channels. You can see it here. AD means it contains voltage and current input. If it's an ADB, it is a voltage input. If it's an ADI, it is a current input. So after analog to digital converter module, I am going to show you the digital to analog converter module. We are using a Q64DAN, which means it contains a 4 channel digital to analog converter. There is 2 indicators. A run indicator shows the status of the module. If any error is generated in this module, the error indicator turn on. DAN means its voltage and current output. If it's a DAV means voltage output. If it's a DAI means current output. I am going to show you insert this module on the base unit. Now I am going to show you the RS485422 module. I am using a QJ71C24N-R4 module. It's a 2 channel module. It contains 422 and 485 modules. You can send the data from this controller and receive the data from the field devices. Here is a provision of status indication on this module. It shows send data, read data indication, run indication, error indication and neutral indication. Now I am going to connect this module into the base unit. As you can see, so next I am going to show you the coaxial module. The reason behind using this module is if you want to connect one PLC to other PLC, we have to use this module with the provision of coaxial cable. There is a terminating resistor connected with coaxial cable. Its rating is 75 ohms. You can see the indication on this module. A run LED shows the running status of the device. T pass is for test pass. SD for sending data. RD for receiving data. Error LED shows any error in the module. Line error shows where there is a data transmission error between the two modules. D-link means data link between two CPUs. MNG. MNG LED off means normal station and indicating green means operating as a control station or sub-control station. There is a provision of station number. We have to give a station number to further coaxial module. So initially it shows 0. There is a provision of mode. In mode selection, you can select the data transmission speed. By selecting a different mode, you can change the data transmission speed. Now I am going to connect this module to the base unit. So next I am going to show you a CC-Link module. I am using the QJ61BT11N module. There is a provision of indicators. Run indicator shows the run status of this module. MST. If this indicator shows green, which means it works as a master station. SMST stands for standstill master station. SD indicator for sending data. RD indicator for receiving data. Error indicator shows an error in the module. This module considers 64 I/O devices. There is a provision of DA, DB, DG and SLD. There is a terminating register of 110 ohms between DA and DB. From mode, you can select the transmission speed between the modules. You can select the station number from this module. So next, I am going to show you the access control module. So I am using QD77 MS4 access control module. In this MS4, 4 stands for 4 axis. It shows the status of each axis. A run indicator shows the run status of this module. If there is any error in the axis inside the module, error LED glow. There is a provision of SSC net on the downside of this module. From the downside, you can take out SSC net cable from module to server controller. Now I am going to show you how you can insert the module into the base unit. If you like my video, then hit the like button and subscribe my channel.